ahead and introduce to you week 4. For week 4, we're going to be, which is June 26th through July 2nd. We're going to be studying verbs that end in AR, ER, and IR, and the verb tener. You need to study pages 58 to 68 in your text and pages 78 to 84. After completing this week's activities, you should be able to describe your physical appearance, nationality, and some of your personality traits to others. You should also be able to use verbs that end in AR, ER, and IR to tell what you and other people like to do in Spanish. You should also be able to use the verb tener to tell what you and others have and have to do, and you should be able to discuss your classes and how you feel, as well as be able to describe yourself and others. All assignments for this week are due by the end of the day, the 29th of June, and they address student learning outcomes 1, 2, 5, and 6. So to start this week, you're going to want to watch your instructor videos and post any questions or concerns you have about the material and the class participation form. So you're going to start by looking at the videos. So there are videos on regular verbs, Chapter 2, more of Chapter 2 vocabulary, and on tener, and a little bit on Chapter 3's vocabulary. Okay, so when you're done, you want to go back out here, and you want to open up the class participation form, click on the link, and then hit reply and post any questions or concerns you have about the videos that you watched in the Instructor Videos book. Then you'll want to go back out to the site. For this week, you have a reading comprehension quiz. So for quiz 1, you're going to, you've got 2 hours to complete it, so don't open it until you're ready. And it says your answers can be in English because I'm assessing your reading comprehension. So open the quiz when you're ready. And you've got 2 passages, El Mundo Hispano, so you'll read this. And then Una estudiante de España, student from Spain, is describing your math class, you'll read this. After you're done, you'll hit attempt quiz now. The passages are out here as well. You can see them again. Then you've got various questions. A lot of these are short answers. Some are true, false. Remember, again, that the short answer, the computer's probably going to mark wrong because you have to have the wording exactly the same as I have it, which is sometimes difficult to do. So remember that I have to go in and manually grade these, and after they're due, I will do that. So don't freak out if you have questions. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 incorrect, because if it's anything close, I'm going to go back and give you credit for it. Okay, so after you're done, then you would just hit submit and finish all. And of course, I have all X's because I didn't answer any. Okay, so then what else do you have for this week? You have a test on Chapter 2. So for Test 3, on the first part of Chapter 2, you click on the Moodle test below. You only have 1 attempt and 3 hours to complete it, so make sure you don't start it until you're ready. So if we open this up, hit attempt quiz now. Okay, so el horario de Jorge. Jorge has a very busy week ahead of him. Use the information provided in his schedule to answer each of the following questions. Be sure to write out all times and words and include expressions for AM and PM to make your answers more complete. So, ¿a qué hora es la entrevista? So you would want to say, you would find where the entrevista is and tell me when it is. So these are just asking, and I've got the calendar there every time, and it's just asking you what he's doing on various days. So make sure you do that. Scroll past all those. Okay. Then when we get past that, we've got Anita y Carlos. There's a link. I think you can just click here.
Anita y Carlos.
Okay, so your professor has asked the class to choose a pen pal from the Hispanic world. Who would you like to write to? Listen to the description of the 2 remaining students, then choose the best word to complete each sentence. So after you listen to this oral, you'll pick Anita estudia, and you'll pick what she studies. This is the same thing. That's the link, but it's also right here.
Anita y
Same thing you just listened to. So your answer. So each time I put the link back in, but if it says Anita y Carlos, it's the same audio. So after you've heard it a few times, you may not want to keep playing it. And so you just answer the questions based on that audio. ¿De qué país? Help your classmate learn the nationalities by completing the following sentences with the appropriate nationality or country. So Aldo is de Chile, so what is his nationality? Anita y Paco son de Peru, so what's their nationality? ¿Verdad? Read each of the following sentences carefully, then form a yes-no question for each by either inverting the subject and verb or by using a tag question. So this is a statement. I want you to take all that information and give me the question that would have given me that statement, just using the information given. So if it says Antonio Banderas if it says Antonio Banderas is from Malaga, you're going to say Antonio Banderas is from Malaga, right? Or is Antonio Banderas from Malaga? So you're going to give me that in Spanish. De qué país? Help your classmate learn the nationalities by completing the following sentences with the appropriate nationality or country. So we already went over that. So if Diana is de Cuba, ella es, what is she? Same thing again there, ¿verdad? Read each of the following sentences carefully, then form a yes-no question for each. So we've already gone over that. ¿Cómo son? How much do you know about people and places? About the people and places below. Find out by using the words provided to create a logical sentence. Be sure to pay attention to agreement in gender and number. Include the definite and indefinite articles when needed in your answer. So you're just taking those pieces and making a sentence. And so make sure that everything agrees. Make sure the verb agrees with the subject and make sure that the adjectives do as well. So sometimes you might have to change adjectives from masculine to feminine or singular to plural. So you're doing the same thing here with como son de qué país. We've already gone over that. That's the one where if you're given where they're from, you're given their nationality, or if you're given their nationality, you're telling where they're from. ¿Verdad? Read each of the following sentences carefully, then form a yes-no question for each by either inverting the subject and verb. So you're taking this and turning it into a question. Same thing here. ¿Cómo son? How much do you know? So here you're just making a sentence, and remember again, you've got to make sure that everything agrees with your subject. So we've gone over those. ¿De qué país? ¿Cómo son? We've gone over those. ¿Cómo son? Las palabras interrogativas. Complete the questions with the appropriate interrogative words from the word bank. Be sure to make any necessary changes for gender and number agreement and use each word only once. So you'll go through here and pick the yes/no question that would best complete the sentence. ¿Qué hora es? Complete the sentence with the appropriate word or phrases to express the time. So son las 8:00 blank de la. So you're just filling in what's missing when you're giving the time. Here, interrogative words. Okay. So when you're done, then you'll go back out to the course. Okay, when you go back out to the course, you also have your final draft for writing assignment 1. So if you click on your final draft, you've already seen this multiple times. So then you'll just click add submission and you will write. You can copy and paste from before. This is the writing assignment for which you should have gotten feedback from your classmates. So you could go back into the old one, copy and paste, make any changes you want and put your text here and then hit save changes when you're done. And then I will use the rubric to grade you. And you saw the rubric when I first opened up the assignment. Okay. Let's see what else is out there. Okay, and then lastly, you need to visit my language labs and complete SAM 28, 29, 30, etc. Okay, so I already have this open. I'm going to go to today's view, and I'll click on the 29th, and your assignment should pop up in the middle. Okay, and as always, there's going to be extra stuff on the calendar, so make sure you're checking. These are the things that I signed, the SAMs. But you'll notice when you look out here when you look out here, I didn't assign any I said SAMs, no extra practice, no tutorials. So here's a tutorial and here's an extra practice. These are extra things that you can do that you do not have to do. So just make sure you're scrolling through the whole thing And if you need the extra tutorials and extra practice, they're there for you. But otherwise, you just do the SAMs. So click on it when you're ready. And you remember that you followed the directions, and when you're done, you'll just hit finish and submit for grading. Okay. Okay, and that's everything you have to do for